Hey there, everyone. It is Chris Brown, your real estate professional and marketing entrepreneur. I hope everyone is, as always, doing very, very well. We are in 2022, so welcome. Another episode of State of the Real Estate Market with yours truly, Chris Brown. Today we have a great topic. A lot of people have been asking me, what's going to happen in 2022 with new opportunities. And one of those opportunities is going to be with HUD homes that may be available. Obviously, the market across the nation is actually experiencing low inventory in real estate. And with that being said, a lot of times when something is available or property is available, no matter the condition, those properties are even going fast as well. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into today's topic, and we're going to make sure that we are sharing the correct information with everyone. All right, there we go. So with that being said, guys, what's new with HUD in 2022? Great topic, great information. Glad you guys are all involved. Glad everyone is here at this time. If you guys have comments, questions, or anything like that during the presentation, feel free to put a little information in the chat. In the chat, I also included some social media links. I'm taking a look at that. You see me look to the left or to my right, your left. I placed some social media links in the chat so that you guys know where to find me on social media. Go ahead and join. If you haven't already, be sure to join the YouTube channel. Lots of great information. If it's not a big event such as today, then I always release information and just bringing value to everyone that listens to this platform. This platform is not just about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, but it's also talking about building generational wealth and different hot topics about entrepreneurship. So be sure to join in and see what's what. All right, so let's dive in. All right, so that you guys know a little bit about me, I won't talk a lot about myself, but for those who know me and those who don't, I am from upstate New York, from a cold place called Buffalo. I did attend high school in St. Petersburg, Florida, where I had lots and lots of fun, and then went to a school in the cold Midwest because I just enjoyed the cold so much. Then up there, while I was there, I actually varsity lettered in football, track, and then left with 2 degrees. But I am now doing real estate. My degrees are in business, marketing, and mathematics, but I'm doing real estate. So it's always interesting. My real estate journey actually started in about 2004, doing a number of different things involving in real estate, whether it be being a loan officer, mortgage broker, a property manager, dealing with investors, investment properties, dealing with REO properties, a lot of different things that I've done in my past. And this is a little fruition of it all here. So thank you and welcome aboard. So what is HUD? So for those who don't know what HUD stands for, HUD is Housing and Urban Development. Now, I've had a few people ask me about HUD before in the past, and it's like, I thought it was like a statement or something that after you close on a property. That is true. That is something of the past, but HUD is a government agency that deals with the housing needs of the community. And this is not just in the Tampa Bay area, but this is also throughout the nation. So if you are looking for opportunities for HUD or trying to get a little bit more information, you definitely want to look up the local HUD organization for your local area. That way you'll have that information, and it's very specific to, say, your organization versus someone else's organization. So, all right, guys, let's do this. Okay, all right. So where do you find HUD homes? Voila. HUDHomestore.com is a website. It's going to probably be your primary website, your prime website, where you're going to find inventory of homes that have been foreclosed on and that are being resold. A number of these properties that you may come across may need a little bit of TLC. Some of them may need a little bit more than TLC. But for every situation, every scenario, there is a solution. But keep in mind that these homes are available, and HUD itself encourages home ownership. So there's a lot going on when I say that, and I'll get into a little bit more, because a lot of people ask me, well, right now we're competing against cash buyers, these investors, these hedge funds that are coming into the area, these big corporations, they're coming into the area with hundreds of millions of dollars. And I don't say that in exaggeration, they really are coming into the market, buying up homes, and actually essentially controlling the market. And that's a deeper topic, but they're actually coming in buying homes in order to control the market. So another source to find these type of HUD homes will be the MLS, your local listing services. So MLS, for those who don't know, it stands for multiple listing services. And with that being said, that is a great resource, because a lot of people who are listing these homes for the HUD agency or for the asset manager that is controlling the properties, those individuals utilize the MLS. And that's one of the requirements, that you are placing these properties, because they want to make sure the most amount of people will be able to have access to these properties. So the MLS. Now, once you place a property on the MLS, there are different websites that are out there that will pull that information and place it onto the internet. And with those properties being on the internet, you have a lot of your big websites or big companies that a lot of people are familiar with, like your Realtor.coms, your Zillows, your Trulios, Redfins, all of those are big websites. They're pulling their information from the MLS, and then they're just republishing that information onto the internet. So keep that in mind. Now, some of my experiences have been, I am, for those who don't know, that I am a listing agent. I've been an approved listing agent for HUD Homes for the past 3 years. I've actually been listing these properties and selling them in my market. So in addition to the information that's been provided so far, now HUD does offer a few additional programs. Now, and not just limited to these programs that I'm going to mention here. Nonprofits, they also work with not just an individual homeowner, but they also work with nonprofit organizations and government entities. So if you are a nonprofit or some type of government entity, there are opportunities available, whether it be in regards to helping spread the word or being a resource, a local resource that is related to HUD, or if you're looking for a particular property as well. They do work with you as well. And a lot of times when they have properties that are available, they will just limit the purchase of those properties to only individuals who are expecting to occupy the property. And then they may also include the nonprofit organizations and the government entities as well. And what they do is, if you are, say, one of the big hedge funds, investors, and you plan on using the property as an investment, they will not allow you to offer or place an offer on the property, at least typically for the first 10 days. I say 10 to 14 days because I've seen that extend a little bit before. But typically it's about 10 days where they will not allow any other additional offers. They're going to go ahead at that point. And before that point, they're going to review all offers that have been received and make sure that they are going to be owner occupied. Now, some people will be like, hey, I'll just say that I'm going to occupy it, but I plan on using it as an investment. Word to the wise. This is a government entity. I wouldn't mess with the government. So don't play. I wouldn't mess with the government. So you want to be truthful in this process. If you do plan on occupying it, hey, feel free to move forward during that process. Now, if the offers are not accepted during that time frame, they will open it up to those investors that may be interested in the property. Okay, so keep that in mind. Don't be hesitant just because there's a little bit of a time frame, and also keep an eye on those properties. And I'll tell you something that people miss out on, a great opportunity because they don't follow up. And one of those follow-ups is that, hey, if you really like a property and for whatever reason, that particular property was taken off the market because a potential individual that plans on buying the home won the bid or whatever it may be. So keep an eye on it, because I've seen it a number of times. And like I said, I'm a listing agent, so I've had front row seats to this process for these HUD homes. A lot of times what happens are these properties come back onto the market. It may be 30 days later, maybe 60 days later, for whatever the reason may be. So keep that in mind. So now we have another program that is offered by HUD. One of the special programs is the Good Neighbor Next Door. Primarily, this is for our heroes, our community heroes, okay? Are these first responders that are out there that are really risking their lives for us for a number of reasons. For a number of years, they've done so on top of especially what's been going on for the past 2 years with the pandemic. So this is a program, I'm glad they have such a program where it allows these community heroes to receive certain privileges, whatever the privileges may be. It may be privileges with down payment, the type of home, or just the type of person that can buy a home. I've seen new homes that were being built just specifically for these community heroes. So be sure, like I said before in the beginning, check in with your local HUD organization and see how you can leverage some of these resources. And then you have the dollar homes. And this is no false advertisement. This is realistic. A lot of times what does happen is with these type of properties, they may be on the market for a period of time and they may not win an offer or a bid. And with that being said, they are trying to get rid of these properties, okay? If that is the situation, let me repeat that one more time. If that is the situation, the HUD government organization has been known to release those properties for only $1. Now, there's probably some stipulations and so forth along those lines. The anticipation is for whoever purchases the property, that they are going to get it fixed up if it does need repairs and so forth along those lines. It's usually a little bit more detail behind it, but keep in mind, you are getting a home for $1. It would be a great opportunity. Like I said, a lot of the local governments get these type of properties when they are not sold within a particular time frame, because sometimes they just have to get these properties off the books or for whatever reason it may be. So keep that in mind, okay? Now, earlier I mentioned finding a property that may need a little bit of TLC. So if a property needs a little bit of TLC, you guys have to realize that you may have to come out of pocket, but there's a way of not having to come out of pocket and being able to have any renovations of the property financed. And reason I bring this up in this topic in today's discussion is because sometimes you have a property that may just need a little bit of TLC, okay? And it may just need some cosmetic work. When I say little TLC, I'm speaking in regards to cosmetic work. Whereas the wall, you walk into the property, the layout's great, the structure's great, it's sound, but the walls are dirty. The walls are, white and extremely dirty, scruffed up. They need to be painted. The carpet is ragged, or it may not even be there. It may not have the flooring there. It may just, I've walked into properties where it was just a concrete slab there. There was no floor coverings at all. There's ways to have this financed, have the repairs taken care of, and have it also financed, okay? So to chat about that a little bit more. So with that being said, buying a home in its current condition and financing repairs, you want to be able to do that or be aware that you can do that. So keep that in mind. Why? Because this is going to help expand your buying options. If you're looking at a property that may be a HUD home, it's a foreclosure, but it's a great home. I've seen homes that have been less than 2 years old, and for whatever reason, the property foreclosed, and you walk in and it needed some work. However, someone else saw the value in that home and that, hey, this is a newer home. It has a newer roof, newer plumbing, newer electrical. It needs, obviously it needs flooring because it's a concrete slab there. The walls, it looks like they've just been walking and rubbing all over the walls and so forth. They're dirty, whatever it may be, and it needs some fresh paint. You may need a couple of appliances placed in there. With that being said, this type of loan, and the type of loan that you will get is a renovation loan. The one that is very familiar to a lot of people is the FHA 203K loan, okay? So essentially, if you qualify for an FHA loan, essentially you would qualify for a FHA 203K loan. Today's topic is not about the FHA 203K loan. It's about educating you and making you aware of things and then being able to move forward with getting additional information. So if you want to get more information about the renovation loan for FHA, it is called the FHA 203K loan, all right? There it is right there. Now, some people may use a hard money lender if that is an option for you, but I know with the rates for hard money lender loan, it does require a lot. And a lot of times with these hard money lenders, they're asking for, excuse me, anywhere from 20 to 30%, a lot of them 30% down. So you'd have to come out of pocket. So if that's not an option for you, you really want to lean towards the 203K loan where it is a renovation loan. You do want to work with someone that is very familiar with this process because it's a lot of moving parts. Like I said, it's not the same as a FHA, your typical FHA loan, but if you do qualify for one, you're probably qualified for the FHA 203K loan. But you have to keep in mind that there are multiple steps because you're going to have to get contractors involved, and you cannot use your Uncle Jimmy or your Uncle Ron to come out and make the repairs to property. You really have to get someone that is licensed or certified. Now, if Uncle Ron and Jimmy are certified, licensed and certified and secured, then that shouldn't be a problem, and you can use them. But just to keep you guys aware, that's what you have to do, okay? Now, up next, looks like this screen is not there. But what I also wanted to talk to you guys about was about finding some of these properties, okay? One of the big things that people ask, you're giving a lot of information, but where do I go next? Where do I go next? So where do you guys go next? And that's what I want to discuss with you. I'm actually going to take you to the primary website for HUD Homes so that you guys can have an understanding of how to search and research these type of properties. All right, that sounds good. So I know we got Instagram people because I can see you up here. So Instagram people, we're going to go ahead and take a look. I know Instagram, you cannot see what I'm about to do, but what's going to happen is I'm going to upload it to you guys on Instagram and we should be good to go so that you guys can have that information as well. So bear with me for a moment. What I'm going to do is pull up my handy dandy HUD website. And this website is called the HUDhomestore.gov. HUDhomestore.gov. All right, hold on. All right, guys, here we go. So this is the HUDhomestore.gov. This is the website I wanted to share with you guys. So with me sharing this website with you, we are basically going to be looking in the state of Florida. We're going to set up a search to kind of see what properties are available. Now, typically, this is one of those websites where less is best, okay? So I usually tell people just to place the state and the county, just to see if you have something local. But for the state of Florida, for this one, I'm going to just place Florida. So, and this is the reason being because the inventory is low. So just in the state of Florida, there were only 12 properties found, okay? So as I mentioned before, with the inventory being low and with more and more people moving to the state of Florida, everyone's looking for any kind of opportunity. A lot of people have dealt with HUD homes that are, say, in the Northeast. And I say this because I dealt with a buyer that was from the Northeast and they dealt with them up there and they wanted to do the same thing in Florida, but move to Florida. And that's how they were actually able to find a home that they were looking for. They were looking for some 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car garage. And it was one of my listings. And they were like, hey, we're going to go ahead and get this property. Now, on my end, I'm like, hey, it does need some work. Do you want to look at a different property? They're like, no, it's a HUD home. It needs some work. This is what we do. We've done a few of them in a day. And basically what this family does is they, purchased a home in the past. The kids grew up. They had to change areas, or if they had to move, because they were a moving family, they had to move. So they would purchase another home the same way, because they saw the value for building generational wealth with purchasing such a property that needed some repairs, and they also saw the added value in it. So definitely. But with that being said, we have 12 properties in the state of Florida. So we're going to just take a look at one, maybe two, but one for right now. This property right here is in, let's see. This is in Sarasota. See, guys, this bingo right here. Another prime example. I've seen this property before. So this property is 3 bedrooms, and you can see the information. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, built in 85. It says the housing type is a condo. Let's keep taking a look at this. And I thought it looked like a single family home, but it may be a condo, and it may be just a community as well. You'll be surprised with some of these communities. It looks like a single family home, but then you find out it's a condo. So this is something really to take a look at with this property. So as an FYI, this property is located in Sarasota, Florida. And this is a real property, guys. So depending upon when you are actually watching this or listening to this podcast, this property may or may not be available again. But this is an actual search. But typically you'll have pictures of the property, you have a little bit of details, obviously the address, and you'll have property type, the year it was built, and square footage. Now with this one, it does look good. It looks like it could be a possible opportunity for someone. But one of the main things I want to tell people is that I used to get a lot of phone calls and people were asking me, hey, what repairs need to be done to the home? Guys, I didn't have it inspected, but it has been inspected to a certain degree. Typically, these properties have been inspected, but only to a certain degree. It's not the same type of inspection that you would have if you were buying the home and you hired an inspector and they came out and they did the multi-page inspection report. What does happen is there is a general inspection with HUD homes that you should be aware of, but I want to make sure that you're aware of this particular resource. If you click on addendums, okay, and you scroll down just very shortly to the 3rd item, it says property condition report, okay? Doesn't say inspection, but it does say property condition report. Now, as I open up this document, you guys and we will find some questions. HVAC test and functional. Yes. Electrical supply tested and functional. Yes. All these questions have yes to. This one says sanitary and plumbing system functional. No. So it looks like pour water, antifreeze, and drains pass. So there's something going on with the plumbing. And now it does sound pretty major. Anything with plumbing is typically expensive if it's something wrong with it. So I always tell people, do not ignore this section here. So that would be something that you would need to take a look at. It says pour antifreeze. What did they do to test it? It says functionality and test notes. So they poured water and antifreeze and drains pass. So it may be something big, it may be something small. We never know. Now, when they do these inspections, it's not like, I want you guys to be fully aware that typically do not have all of the utilities on or any utilities on. So you see right here where they say they poured water, they literally probably had a bucket of water and they poured water down the drain. And that's how they tested it. So keep in mind with any purchase of a home. I say anything that's resale, not just HUD homes, but anything that's resale. And even if it's new construction, because I've definitely seen some oopsie daisies on new construction. But have the property inspected. Have it inspected. Have someone that's going to inspect it and do a report on your behalf. Okay, so keep that in mind. Let me come over here. All right, there you guys go. So, guys, there you go. That is what's going on with HUD homes in 2022. These properties have been moving. If something is available, it does not last long. So I encourage you guys not to waste any time. Guys, if you guys are on social media, be sure to follow me. You can follow me on Facebook or Instagram. I have a few different platforms. Like I said, if you guys are in the chat, go ahead. I did place a few links for the social media, my different social media platforms that you guys can follow me on. You can call me directly at 813-419-3927. Feel free to reach out to me. Glad to have. Excuse me. I would be glad to chat with you guys, give you more insight. But once again, this is Chris Brown, your real estate professional and marketing entrepreneur. This is State of the Real Estate Market with yours truly, Chris Brown, where we not only talk about buying, selling, and investing in real estate, we also talk about building generational wealth and different entrepreneur hot topics. Guys, you guys take care. Appreciate you, and I'll see you next week on the next episode of State of the Real Estate Market with Chris Brown. Take care.